Hi, Sharon here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm working through a theory tuition series where I'll lead you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. And so we're beginning to work through grade 1. And so you're using your music theory and practice, the ABRSM workbook, and we're on to section B part 2. There's loads of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, access the free PDF information sheets on that website in US letter or A4, and that will accompany each step of this series. And we're now going to crack on with section B part 2, which is on page 5 of your workbook. So if we turn to page 5, and we're now on exercise 5. So just grab hold of your PDF sheet and we're looking at section B, but you will also need to refer back to section A as well. So we will also need to be accessing this information too. It's going to make a combination of all that you've learned so far. Always, these theory grades, the knowledge is accumulative. So have your pencil and eraser to hand, and we'll just get cracking with this. So we now need to combine our knowledge, and exercise 5 asks us to add a particular note, just one note, in each of these exercises where there's a little asterisk to complete the bar. So first of all, we have to understand this time signature, and then we also have to remember which the note values are in order to complete the bar successfully and accurately. And so we need to remember that 2/4 means 2 crotchet beats per bar. So we need to add up to the equivalent of 2 crotchet beats or 2 quarter notes per bar. So just keep section A of your PDF sheets available so you can keep rechecking what your note values are. We're going to be looking particularly at this column here to help you to remember your note values. And so if I just work through this first one here with you, just to make it absolutely clear. So we need to be adding up to 2 crotchet beats per bar. At present we have 1 crotchet or 1 quarter note, which is worth 1 beat. And so in order to add up to 2 beats, we're going to just need another one of these notes. And so we need to make sure that we add one of these notes into the bar to complete the bar. And so if we just do that now, these note heads, they're more oval than round, and I would complete the note head first and then release your pencil and do a separate line down. If you do it all in one movement, usually there's a tendency to veer off at an oblique angle and then your note isn't terribly neat. Okay, carrying on to the next bar, we have another gap here that we need to complete. So we already know that this is worth 1 beat. This here with a little tail on is an 1/8 note or a quaver, and if you refer back to your sheet you can see that these are worth 1/2 beat each. So if we add those note values together, we've got a 1 beat and a 1/2 beat. So far we've only got 1 1/2 beats, and the time signature is 2/4, so we should have 2 beats, and so we're going to need another 1/2 beat in order to complete the bar. So let's just add that in now. So we've got 1 plus a 1/2, and so if we add another 1/2, that's now our bar complete. In the next exercises, the time signature changes. So in this one we need to add up to 3 beats. In this one and this one we need to add up to 4 beats. Keep going back to information sheet A, and that will give you your note values. So I suggest you perhaps press pause, have a go at these few exercises here, B, C and D, on your own. Remember, write in pencil, so it doesn't matter if you go a little bit wrong. You can always erase that and try again. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. So have a go at those and then re-access into the video in a moment when you've had a go. So I'm guessing that you've had a go at these now. Do please try on your own. Don't just fill in the answers along with me. It's always better to try on your own first, and that way you'll learn it much more thoroughly. So now I'll go over these answers with you. I'm always referring back to information sheet A, so have that to hand so you can be really sure of your note values. So here we have a 2-beat note. It should be adding up to 3, and so we're 1 beat missing because we need 2 plus 1 to make 3, and so this is our 1-beat note. So this is a crotchet or a quarter note. So 2 plus 1 makes 3. That bar is now complete. In this next bar we have a 1-beat note, and so here we're actually 2 beats missing now because we need to add a minim or a half note, so that 2 plus 1 makes 3, making this bar complete. Let's move on to C. So now we need to be adding up to 4 crotchet beats per bar, or 4 quarter notes. This note here is worth 2, and so in order to complete the bar we need to have the same again. So this time we don't need to colour in the note head. That makes it a 2-beat note, so we'd call that a minim or a half note, and 2 plus 2 makes 4, and so our bar is complete. This next bar is a little bit busier, so if it is that you find you're losing track, you could always just make a little annotation underneath. So for example, we know that this is worth 2, this is worth 1. If you're not sure, just pop back to sheet A and check those. And this one here with the tail is worth a half. So if we add all of those up together, we've got 2 plus 1 equals 3, plus a half makes 3 1/2. Therefore we need another half beat to make the bar complete. So if I just draw another one of those, that's our 8th note or quaver note. That's worth half, 2, and therefore half plus half equals 1, plus 1 makes 2, plus another 2 makes 4. I have to admit, maths is not my strong point, but I can just about manage this, so hopefully you won't find it quite such a bind. Okay, next bar. So at present we have 1 beat here and 1 beat here, so we've got 2 crotchets or 2 quarter notes with 1 beat each, so that makes 2 altogether. We need another 2 beats to add up to the 4 to complete the bar, and so we know that we're going to need one of these. So we need this one here, this minim or half note, which is worth 2. So 2 plus 1 plus 1 makes 4. This last bar is completely empty, and so you'll notice the question said to only add 1 note. So we can't do a lot of combinations, we just need to add 1 note to answer this question correctly. And so if you remember, this is our 4-beat note, and that will fill the bar in one go. So we'd call that a whole note or a semibreve. It's worth 4 beats, and so that bar is completely full now. Okay, now on to the last one. So we still need to add up to 4 crotchet beats or 4 quarter notes each bar. So far we have a 1 and a 1, which makes 2. We need another 2 to complete this bar, and so this is our 2-beat note. We need our minim or our half note, and now that bar is complete. Let's just annotate underneath here because we've got a combination of notes. So here we've got a half beat. Again, if you're not sure, just keep popping back to information sheet A until you feel a little bit more conversant with these note values. So there's our half a beat. We'd call that an 8th note or a quaver. This one here is worth 1, and this one here is worth 2. So add all of those up. We've got 2, 3 1/2. So we've got 3 1/2 so far. It should add up to 4, and so we're half a beat missing, and so we need another quaver or another 8th note. So that's worth half, and there you can see the bar is now complete. Nearly there, so we're on the penultimate bar. Let's look at this one. So we've got 1 here, that's worth 1 beat. That's also worth 1 beat. That's worth half a beat. We're not quite there yet. Don't forget there might be something later after the asterisk. So after the gap we've got another half here. So altogether we've got 1, 2, 2.5, 3. We should have 4 beats in the bar, so we're 1 beat missing, and so we know that we need another one of these. That's our 1 beat note. That's our crotchet or quarter note. 1, 2, 3 plus 2 halves makes 4. That's our bar complete. And now for the last bar. So we've got a 1 here and a 2 here, so we have 3 altogether. We should have 4, and so we just need another one of these, and that makes our bar complete. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus another 2 equals 4. There we go. Exercise 6, they've done most of the work for us actually. Each of these bars is complete. We just need to add the time signature. Now remembering that the top number tells us how many beats, the bottom number tells us what type of beat, and actually in grade 1 we'll only be dealing with this bottom number 4. We're only ever going to be counting in quarter notes or crotchet beats, so straight away you know that the bottom number is going to be 4. So each bar will have the same number of beats in it, so we could add up here 1 plus 1 makes 2, or here we've got a 2 beat straight away, so there's an easy access into the time signature. A little bit more laborious in this bar, we've got half plus 1 plus a half. If you find it easier, just annotate on top, half plus 1 plus a half, that makes 2, or we've got 1 plus 1 makes 2. However, just as a quick shortcut, there's no need to add up absolutely every single bar unless you feel like you want to, just to be utterly sure. And by all means, just skip ahead to the simplest bar. So this perhaps wouldn't be your first choice to work out the time signature. However, here, you've just got your answer straight away. You know that's a 2 beat note, so the top number must be 2. So just press pause a moment, have a go at these, try and figure it out for yourself, and then when you're ready you can just pop back into the video and I'll go through those answers with you. Do have a go on your own, it's much better to learn by your mistakes, and then I'll go over these answers. So I'm guessing that you've had a little go at this now, so let's look at the answers to exercise 6. So exercise 6A, we know already that our bottom note is number 4 because we're only counting in crotchet beats or quarter notes, so we just need to know how many per bar we have. It's a combination of any notes adding up to the same value. Now it's just a quick fix to jump straight to the end, and we can see in this bar we have our 4 beat note, our semibreve or our whole note. If you're not sure of your note values, just pop to information sheet A, but there's our answer in one quick go. So we know that that's worth 4 beats, and so our answer is 4 over 4. Alternatively, you could have been clever and done that common time symbol. So either of those will answer the question. So we know that that's the answer. If you want to be doubly sure, you can just do a quick maths check. 2 plus 2 makes 4. 1 plus 1 plus 2 makes 4. 1 plus 2 plus 1 makes 4. And of course there's our easy quick answer. So let's look at number 6B now. So again, our bottom number is going to be 4. So that's already sorted. And then this is perhaps a busy bar, so we'll just skip on to this one. Each of these is worth 1 beat each, so we know we've got 1, 2, 3, and so our answer is 3 over 4. If you want to be absolutely sure, by all means, check. We've got a 1 plus a half plus a half plus a 1. Add all those together. 1, 2, 3. And then of course here we've got a 2 plus a 1, which makes 3. Okay, here we go for the last one then. So again, you know that your bottom number is going to be 4. So let's just quickly glance ahead, this first bar is pretty simple. We perhaps will leave this one. This looks like the busiest bar, so we won't bother with that one just yet. Let's look at the easiest answer first of all. So we know that this is worth 1, this is worth 2, so 1 plus 2 makes 3, and so our answer is 3/4. If you want to be thorough and just absolutely check, we can just annotate here and be sure we've done our maths correctly. We've got a half here and another half. This is worth 1 bit, and then each of these are half. Add all those together, 2 halves make 1, plus 1 makes 2, plus 2 halves again makes 3. And again, this bar is the same as this bar, so we know we've got the same number of beats. And that's that really. Not too dreadful in terms of scary maths, but there we go. It's worth just being accurate. I hope that's helped you. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you can give me a like, give me a thumbs up, that'd be really encouraging, and subscribe to my channel so you know you're not going to miss out on all the great things I've got in store. Please do go to sharonbill.com and find those information sheets for you to accompany this series. All the information you need to know is on there. There's also a page which will link you to all of my YouTube videos, and also you can access some information about the books that I have available. I have a book available where I give you some tips and exam techniques in this guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory exam. There's loads in there just helping you to make the most out of your exam when you come to that time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.